Hello students and welcome to Introduction to Comparative Politics, Political Science 103. Today's the first day of class, and so I just wanted to review my first announcement with you and make sure that you are on your way. So I'm on our home page for our class, and most of you may have taken courses on Canvas before, but if you haven't, your course menu is here on the left, and then the global Canvas menu is here. Just note that to communicate with me, I do ask that you use this inbox icon here and use Canvas Mail to contact me. Okay, let's refer to the announcement which I've crafted to go along with this video, which is now on our home page. So the first thing I'll tell you is my primary goal is that you learn. Things that are going on around the world seem incomprehensible oftentimes, and comparative politics is to the rescue to help us understand politics and government around the world. So to get started, let me first say, other than welcome, and the most important thing is learning, that this is, as you know, an 8-week course, so it's pretty accelerated in the sense that you'll be completing the work in half the amount of time. So just be aware of that. I will be teaching this course in a 16-week format in the fall if you find that this is just a little bit too much to fit in your personal schedule. So to start the work of the class, the first and most important thing that you'll be doing this week is giving me your introduction. And so that's right here. I need you to introduce yourself the first day of class, and there's a prompt that's pretty self-explanatory on that introduction. This is the only way I can really gauge attendance in an asynchronous online course, so if you could go ahead and get that done, that would be great. The second item you'll be doing in the early days of our course is make sure you read the syllabus. I will be offering a syllabus orientation within the first days, or if not the first day of class. So check your Canvas website for the time and your Zoom invitation to that. Reading the course syllabus, very critical. I like to think of the syllabus as, and maybe I'm too much of a political junkie, you'll find that that's true, but I think of the syllabus as our Constitution and a social contract. You'll be reading all about social contracts and constitutions in this class. If you're new to Canvas, another thing you might do is just navigate around the course. You will notice that, if you don't already know that, this is a zero-cost course, so there's not a textbook to purchase or any other materials to purchase. Everything will be available to you free of charge. And then finally, as we begin the semester, I think the best way to ensure that you're successful is have a look at the deadlines and due dates, and make sure that you are able to plan your schedule around the class, okay? If you do have any questions, please feel free to email me on Canvas Mail, or you can use the Student Cafe Q&A, and you'll find that all under Module 1. Let's go to Module 1 right now so I can take you through a walk of what you'll be doing this first week. So to get to the modules, and this is where I suggest you go every time you log into class, you'll see that on this course menu, I don't have discussions, assignments, or quizzes. I put everything in the modules. So for some people that can be a little confusing, but hopefully it won't be to you because I'm telling you to do the work of the course, always enter through modules. My first module is voting and election information. As a political scientist, civic participation is extremely important to me. So if you're not registered to vote and you think you might be eligible, you might check out that informational 1.0, which is right here. Informational 2.0 is some tips on navigating Canvas, online learning resources, student support services, and also a link to my website. And then what we really want to pay attention to is Module 1, which is here. So I mentioned earlier that the first thing you need to do in this class is introduce yourself. So there's a link right there. The second item you'll see is a current events discussion, which on most weeks or most modules we will be working on, but I gave you a freebie because there's plenty of other readings and work to do in this module. So let's look at those. Under 1.1, I have your Module 1 readings. So for Module 1, your readings are, as I mentioned again earlier, the course syllabus and 2 textbook chapters. I've done my best to kind of divvy up the text as best I can. It's embedded, as I mentioned, it's free, and it's also embedded within Canvas, so you don't need to go somewhere else to read the textbook. But as I was saying, I did my best to divvy up the chapters in a reasonable way. Some modules or weeks are going to have 2 chapters. This happens to be one of them. Not that I'm trying to scare anybody away, but those 2 chapters, honestly, they really go together. And so do your best with that. So let's just go through here with the syllabus. Read the syllabus, attend my syllabus orientation if you can. If you can't, I'll have a video. And then go ahead and take this syllabus quiz. And then chapters 1 and 2 are embedded here. The first chapter is Why Study Comparative Politics. There's a lot of discussion in that chapter on political science as a field, as a discipline. I think you can be safe to skim through that. I always have optional critical thinking questions. You might use those for one of the assignments in the class that I won't get into right now, but I'll get into in the syllabus orientation. So those are just a resource for you. And then here's chapter 2, which is a little bit more substantive, talks about the scientific method and different ways that we call political scientists who study comparative politics call themselves comparativists. But this chapter talks a lot about the different research methods for studying comparative politics. But essentially what comparative politics is it's looking at domestic politics within a country and then comparing them cross-nationally. It's really one of my favorite, if not my favorite subfield in political science. And when I took political science 103 or comparative politics many, many, many years ago, that was actually the class that convinced me to be a poli-sci major. So maybe it will do the same for you. And that's it with Module 1. If I've missed anything, please feel free again to email me anytime. Welcome to class, everyone.